Well, we are live. This is episode 1, the first inaugural groundbreaking episode of Heismans and Grammys. Justin Giangrande, I'm Chuck Walton. Welcome. JG, what's up, man?
Someone once told me, like, where there's chaos, there's opportunity. And I think there's tremendous opportunity in the NIL space for athletes, for players, for brands. I think what's exciting to me and why I spend a lot of my time there is, you know, in the NFL and NBA space, all these brands have done huge endorsement deals with the actual teams and leagues, and they're locked in. You know, Verizon sponsors the NBA. They ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, what's cool about the NIL space, and I love so much, is that, doing really creative marketing campaigns gets you noticed. They'll go viral. And for brands, that's a great opportunity because you're catching that virality moment. You know, it's earned media. And so it's been a lot of fun. You know, we put a whole division together. You know, in the beginning, it was just managing talent. And then we realized, like, all these brands want actually strategy of how to enter the NIL space because it's a very nuanced thing. So we have a division that really focuses on that. And then, you know, we're developing multiple show concepts on the NIL space as well. And so people always ask me, like, oh, man, you're the Jerry Maguire of NIL. It's not that we're only focused on NIL. It's just that I recognize right now this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
And you were at the forefront of the new wave, too.
36 years old. You know, I got introduced to Malachi. I knew from that moment, okay, high school NIL is legal, college NIL is legal. Everything we know now is laid out from that moment. And so, you know, we have aspirations to grow on the other areas. We still work with those entertainers that we talked about, a lot of them, and, you know, the creator space. But to me, you know, I look at these NIL athletes as the opportunity to build their brand, build their platform, catch all these eyeballs, and really build them is super exciting and exciting for me because, you know, not all of them will pan out. And the opportunity that maybe we can help some of these guys get a head start when all these eyeballs are on them is compelling. And then last thing, I just love college sports. I've realized this from being in Gainesville this weekend. Like, a lot of the reasons when I was doing pro and, you know, just overseeing the endorsement deals for all the athletes, I love the piece of going to the colleges to recruit. And so now that can actually be my business, it's super exciting.
I mean, no, and you were in Gainesville this past weekend. Your boy DJ Lagway. I mean, we got to shout out to DJ. This kid is, first of all, he's built like an NFL player. He's built like an NFL player right now.
Yes, 6'4", 240.
I mean, he's like Donovan McNabb in an 18-year-old's body right now. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I mean, just talk about just one being in his shoes. I mean, he's not. What is he? 18.
18. And
they're calling for him to start. We don't know how that'll play out, right? But how do you help him, you know, as his rep in the NIL space, right? How do you help him just maintain, because he's so humble. I know he comes from an incredible family. But,
amazing.
But as a big bro, right? Because and I think that's the thing people should understand about you and what you're doing, right? You're not just, most of these agencies sign these guys, you're just another face on the roster. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But you are a family guy. These people,
you
know.
My family. I have, you know, people think I'm crazy because I'm on text message chains with the family, the parents, and the kid at all times.
At all times, yeah.
And that's why we don't go sign a million talent, because to us, we're going to sink all our heart, all our energy. I mean, Michaela and everyone, the whole team. We sink all, Johnny Cruz, we sink all our energy, and we're betting with the parents on them, you know, whether we get it right or wrong. Like, we're going to be there at the end. But, you know, DJ, I mean, you bet on kids who have an unbelievable family, personality. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying this is a Florida Gator, but they're lucky to have him. He wants all the smoke, like, prepared to lead us back to victory, wants that on his back, which is insane that he does. Not insane, but, like, he had a lot of other options that I could say would probably be an easier path to winning. He wanted the leadership aspect. He wanted to change the culture. He wanted to bring his guys in, and I think there's something admirable. At times it gives me kind of, I say this all the time, gives me chills because it gives me very Tebow-esque vibes, and I don't want to put that on him, but it's very parallel.
TikTok put it on him already, so you, I mean, like, after the spring game, that throw he made was incredible.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a blessing, though. They have Graham Mertz there. The schedule for Florida is beyond brutal.
It's brutal. It's
a brutal schedule. Start with Miami and UCF and FSU are away, but it's a great situation. Graham's there. He's a great quarterback. He learns from him.
It's kind of like the Chris Leak and Tebow thing all over again in a way, right?
Very similar. And, you know, in the SEC, you need quarterbacks. It's a brutal business. And he is excited to learn from Graham. Of course, we're going to have our moments when he gets out there on the field and he has packages and things. And just excited for him. It was exciting to be in Gainesville this weekend to see the hope that he's kind of giving everyone. So
No, I mean, shout out to DJ. I mean, the kid's incredible. Definitely a future Heisman winner. We're on Heismans and Grammys. Chuck Walton with Justin Giangrande. Let's break down a high school kid that you do a lot of work with, Julian Lewis, my favorite. You know, Julian's, I've been on him since he was super young, like 10. I think he's incredible, like DJ as well. Talk about how you get a guy like him who, I mean, you got Julian when he was, what, a freshman in high school?
Well, I met him with his father, TC, who's amazing and does an amazing job of managing him. And I actually saw him, I think he was in 7th grade. He was playing an Atlanta versus California game. And, you know, he was just different. Yeah. Like, people around at the game were like, this kid's just got it. And, you know, his dad's done an amazing job of managing and building his brand. He's the youngest player that was ever on Sports Illustrated's cover, you know, as an Allo deal, but kind of the same mentality. I kind of go back to it like Laser, you know, he's got all these other things, but what he cares the most about is like winning, you know what I mean? Like winning, playing football, you know? So I think it's the talent that has both, right? Like they understand and can be a brand, but they also don't lose focus of what it really is, you know? And, I mean, you know, we're talking about these guys, but like I love that the women's side has become big. Obviously, we've seen the basketball, but we signed this woman, Rachel Glenn, national as a freshman high jump champion. Yeah, and
she's phenomenal.
She's a gorgeous girl, got a good social media following. Ended up transferring to Arkansas, and you know, I got to see her last weekend. She's qualified for the Olympics, and that's super exciting. So that's another example. Like she's going to be our Olympian that's going to take us on that journey. So when we're talking to brands, she's the person that we're pushing to, right? Like I think it's the ability of like having that boutique close-knit relationship where everyone in the company is aligned, like what opportunities make sense for the talent.
I mean, what you're doing is incredible, JG. You know, you're my brother, man. So, you know, I love you. I'm glad I'm a part for the ride and along for the ride. And the future's bright. The future's right now, you know.